Good. Okay, I'm Karin Nygårdskarman from Vinnova, and here we have
Ulf Savek from the Swedish Agency for Economic and Regional Growth.
and all of you here today. We are approximately 80 people from around the Baltic Sea, and during statistics, which we haven't been able to catch, I will now do a statistic analysis to welcome you here. How many of you are from Finland? Could you please raise your hand? Wow, welcome. How many from Estonia? Welcome. Latvia? Great. I will calculate them at the time. And Lithuania? 2, 3, yes, very good. Poland? Nice. Germany? Good. Denmark? Great. Well, one from Denmark. Oh, good. No, Norway? Norway? No one from Norway, okay. Iceland? No Icelandic either. And then Sweden? Oh, yes. Most Finns and most Swedes, I think that's right. Yeah. And then if we go, so why are we here? What are we going to discuss today? The purpose, as Inger told us earlier, is to actually to link research and innovation strategy for smart specialization with an aim to maximize the synergies between the RES 3 within the Baltic Sea region. And that's why we are here within the smart city concept. And what is that? That's what we're going to discuss and to come up with some ideas to discuss and talk about the proposals this afternoon. And Ulf, maybe you can explain a little more what we're going to do, how this is going to be done?
So the aim is to come up with concrete suggestions. So it's a working session, most definitely. And to answer the 5 questions that Inger and Jens explained earlier. What, how, who, when, of course, the most important why. And to aim for actually a start of collaboration. And that we also have our instruments in mind. We have heard about the coming structural funds programs, and that we also have in mind the offer to have a follow-up in this process in Estonia in spring. So we also have something to aim for. And what we're going to do here is we are going to have statements in the morning sessions, and we actually have as many as 5 prepared statements from 5 regions or countries. And they will, apart from explaining their subject and interest, they will also come up with concrete proposals for collaboration. That's our aim. Karin and I will see to it that we formulate a concrete proposal there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and perhaps even more. Also here, after each and every presentation, you will be offered the possibility to have questions, but also come up with proposals of your own. So we might have more than 5 or 6 here. Then we will clarify that. We will see to it that everyone understands the proposals, and then we will have an exercise when you vote, when you choose which one you want to discuss in the afternoon session. And we will vote by moving in the room to the number that you will actually choose. And then we might have quite a few on one subject, and then we will divide it into subgroups. We might have too few, 1, 2 in some, and then we will not continue that, and those in charge of that will go and choose the second best option. Yes, and we will reconvene, and we will repeat this before lunch, but we will reconvene then after lunch, and you will then go to the table with the subject that you have chosen. And there will be a chair, the one who has made the proposal, and you will also nominate a moderator or rapporteur. That's the word. Who will be ready to report back on the 5 questions that were explained before. Great. Any direct questions now on this very practical angle of this session? No. Thanks. Then we will introduce the first speaker from Miimu Airaksinen, from representing the European Innovation Platform. Yes, I will. Please take the floor, and I welcome you to introduce yourself a bit more in detail.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, and thank you for the kind invitation to this platform. It's really pleasant to see you so many interested about smart cities. I'm here to talk about the AIP, which is the European Innovation Partnerships in smart cities. VTT has been involved in this platform, and it's mainly a platform for industry, cities, and research, but it's quite a lot based on the industry and city-driven actions. So why this platform is there is, of course, that we need to reach those 2020 goals, and actually those goals which are beyond the 2020 goals. So that is why we need to do some changes. We need to have more sustainable energy use and production, transport systems and mobility, and of course the ICT, which is then enabling all those smart transformations. We also know that the fact is that we have this transformation towards knowledge-intensive communities. We have our existing building stock. We don't have that much economic resources. And at the same time, we should provide much nicer cities, much comfortable cities for our citizens. So we need to think about how we do it, that we do it in a smart way, this transformation, that we use less resources, but still have a good quality of environments in our cities. And this is the foundation for the AIP also. It started actually from energy, but then it came to transport and mobility and ICT as well. So 3 different DGs are working here together. We know that it's not only the energy and transport and ICT what is smart city. It's of course a lot of other issues as well. But to start from something, so this was like the first step. But of course there is many other aspects in smart cities, and you will see also later in my slides that it's not only focused on those 3 topics. But that was like the basic main idea when we started. And also one other issue is that we need to reach those 2020 goals, and then that we would have solutions which are scalable and transferable solutions for other parts in Europe, that we would have that benefit of mass production and benefit for industry, but also that we would create bigger markets inside here Europe, but also outside Europe. So that is what you can see in all those documents, that this is one of the main and key things. Well, this partnership is of course about to overcome the bottlenecks, what are there that we are not smart already, but also to establish partnership between industry and cities, and then supported by research. And this partnership was launched already 2011, and it's now actually in November 26th, so the strategic implementation plan will be launched. And after that, we are working with the strategic operational plan, and that would be ready probably by the end of the year. Just to see you some pictures about how this was organized. So we have the high-level group, which is based on different industries. Then there are city representatives, and then research institutes. But research institutes are not that many there. So it's mainly about industry and cities who are represented there. And of course, the stakeholder platform has done a lot of really good work and really well-formulated documents. So the interaction between the stakeholder platform and this group has been, of course, really extensive, and we have used a lot of good material produced already there. So that has been really useful. And the main object, actually, what goes out here, or what is the aim, is the lighthouse projects, which I tell you a bit later on, and then also other activities. And since this is like industry-driven, so the funding of all these comes partly from EU Horizon 2020 goals. So there is this part of smart cities, there is innovation actions, there is innovation and research actions, so different types of actions. Then there is those prizes also, so different kind of really like showcases and really doing something concrete, not that much about research and basic science, but more really doing concrete things together. And then there is those other projects and activities which are a bit smaller, but still like making repeatable, scalable solution and making the knowledge for other cities and regions as well. So this is how it shows what is the structure of the implementation plan. So we have here the mobility and transport issues. We have the districts and built environment, so energy use, energy production systems, and then integrated infrastructures and processes. You can see here like the silos, but of course we know that it's not silos. I mean, if you do the transport and mobility system, you need to think about land use. You need to think about the energy things, about the electrical cars and all those issues. So it's just for us to give some kind of structure. We are not putting all together, so it's easier to understand the structure. So that is only there. But then we also notice a lot of horizontal things. We need to have the citizen focused. What citizens would get from this, what kind of benefits they would get in the smart cities, because it's for citizens and cities we are doing this, not for I mean, those are the end users anyway, who should benefit. Then also, of course, policy and regulations, that we are creating enabling environments for smart cities, that we don't have unnecessary regulations, which are maybe not that good for new innovations. Integrated planning, that we do things together, not in silos, but really doing things together and plan things together. Knowledge sharing, that if we do something here, so that we transfer the knowledge, that do good things for other cities as well. Metrics and indicators, that we know that we are on the right track. Open data, well, we have a lot of data today already, but how could we use it much more better, without sacrificing the security, safety, and privacy issues. And then, of course, standards. Those are also really important. And last, but really, really important, is the business model, procurement, and funding, because we need new type of business models in order to make this work. New kind of procurement and funding for this type of smart city initiatives. The implementation plan stresses quite a lot about this lighthouse initiatives, and this is really why we want to stress this, is that we want to make an impact. We want to put many things together, have those showcases, make an European impact, that this would also then in the long run create us markets globally as well. So this is that we would have really concrete examples putting energy, ICT, transport issues together and making the benefits there. And of course, in order to make those lighthouse projects, we need new type of business models, new type of financial models and public-private partnerships. We here in Northern Europe, Baltic region, we are actually quite good in public-private partnerships already, but not many countries in Europe are that advanced. Then also another really important point what came out also in the stakeholder platforms, that we need some kind of tools that how we integrate different stakeholders in city planning, how we actually see and visualize when we are talking with different disciplines, that we visualize when we are talking with citizens, that we see that, well, if I do this thing, well, that is the effect. So easy to understand information for citizens for different disciplines, which are not talking the same language. And of course, to see the impact here today and impact in the long run. Then also engagement of cities, that's of course really, really important. And also then in the later phase, that how we operate cities, that we have like intelligent tools for there also, management of cities, not like sub-tools for subsystems, but really seeing the holistic optimization there. We also saw that we need to have some kind of innovation zones where we could really have kind of new pilots testing new things in certain areas, that we wouldn't have that strict building codes or something which might sometimes prevent innovation on new systems. Those would be like, well, not free cities, but kind of zones where we could a bit more freely innovate new systems. And of course, quite important is this culture for open data. Cities are actually really good on this already, that cities provide the data, what they have, and give the access, but more like that we are quite often measuring and collecting the same data from different appliances and not using the ones measuring and just then distributing the data and using in different things. And also, this open data is really important because we have a lot of traditional data, measuring data, hardcore data like kilowatt hours, but then we have also other data where are people, how they move, and could we have there like new type of correlations, new type of understanding how people behave, new type of understanding how we should actually control our transport systems, our energy system, all those kind of things. So there's a lot of potential. And then for the knowledge sharing, we talk a lot about this sharing the information, really sharing that we would have the staff exchanges, and also to really crowdsourcing the old kind of different information. So that is also rather important. And as a last, we saw that standards are important and they are crucial. I mean, we need certain standards in order to have scalable and repeatable solutions, and also to make an effort the bigger market to use the standards also for our global competitions. But at the same time, we need to see that the standard should not like give us too narrow limitations, but more that we should standardize the performance and not that much about single technologies, in order to have really many new type of innovations which we don't know yet actually. And last, the indicator framework to see for the cities that well, we already have now quite a lot of indicators which are good. They have maybe a bit different views, but more like to see that, well, this is the framework, these are the important things, and that cities could see that, well, now I'm on the right track, that, well, if I follow these indicator sets, so then I know that I'm progressing and making the right decisions. So not that much about them. I mean, I know there's always this question that should we compare the level of progress or the actual numbers. depends on the basic level, of course. So so that's why it's more about that cities could see their own development on these. So I hope this gave you some sort of idea of the AIP, and I hope you all are active in this course, because Horizon calls are coming now in the December, and there are many specifically for cities and industries, so many calls. So hope you all are active, and we are more than happy to help you. So please contact us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miimu. Any questions to Miimu? Yes.
Thank you for a very enlightening presentation, partly at least. I was just wondering, what does this mean in practice for a city or a region if they want to create a smart environment, what they can do and how they can operate with this thing?
Yeah, this is, if you mean, this is partly like funded in EU calls. So there you have those innovation calls, so innovation actions calls, and they are for cities and industries. So those are not for research institute, but so you could apply those kind of funding things. Then you can use these regional fundings and also national fundings as well. But mainly it is about creating the partnerships, so doing together, and I think that is maybe the most important thing. And for me, those calls maybe are giving the first steps, and like giving also the scalability. So then you are kind of forced to do together with other areas as well in Europe. So I would think that that would be like the first easy step to do to make the first effort.
Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Kazik Anhalt, I'm from West Pomeranian region. I'm just wondering, in the context of what you are talking about, which is European Innovation Partnership, I understand that you represent VTT from Helsinki, from Finland, yes? Okay, and on that matter, do you collaborate with Collocation Centre of Knowledge and Innovation Communities Helsinki, Aalto, on the merits of smart cities? Because ICT, as you said, and I fully agree with, is a very important, if not crucial, component of smart cities. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, hello. I'm Per Simonsson from Sustainable Business Hub in Skåne. We work with promoting clean tech companies' businesses. So I'm wondering if you know about the laws for procurement in the European Union. Is they going to change somehow to promote purchase to make it easier for local authorities and public-owned companies to buy new solutions? Because it's a bit of a barrier to try new things.
Yeah, true. There has been a lot of discussion about, especially these laws about procurement, and I don't know the exact schedule about the laws and how they are changing, but now how they indicate there is that, well, we should be flexible when we think about the procurement, and also like that we should set the targets for the performance and be more clearly on the performance side. So then it's not more about the price. So they also ask about that how should we do the procurement process and improve that process, that we have like clear targets there, performance targets, and then there would be the price. So in that sense, more like that we would have CO2 targets already in the tendering phase and those kind of things. So that is the trend how they want to improve that one. But like exact how the law text is changing, I don't know that. But I agree this is really well known issue.
Thank you, Miimu.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you satisfied with the answers or? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Point check here. Now we're moving into the next phase of the presentations, and now we will ask the different proposals here. Ask the different speakers to come up with the proposals at the end of their speech, and also that you all have to understand what the proposal is before you are allowed to leave the stage. And we will, so we will start with Mikael Edelstam from region of Skåne here. He's been working a lot with these smart cities. So please, Mikael.
Thank you. And a presentation. Ligger på skrivbordet. Nu börjar jag stänga. Var på skrivbordet hittar jag dem? Yeah, it's not where I put it. No, it's not there. Let's see if I can find it. No, how do I search on this one?
Just try to cope with this for a while. Yeah.
So, let's get going. Before I dive into this, because the Smart Sustainable Cities is one pilot area in the region's innovation strategy, but I just want to say that there's a lot going on also outside the innovation strategy. So this is not all that we do. When we work with sustainable cities, we speak about both products, systems, and services, just to frame it thematically. And it includes also models for cooperation, financing models, business models that will be an integrated part of how we can take on this challenge. In the late 90s, we started out in the Western Harbor with the Bonollet area, which was completed in 21, city district with 100% local renewable produced energy consumption and a lot of other features. And that set the tone in Skåne and in Malmö. Ongoing is this, a big development in southwestern Malmö, where E.ON and Siemens are industrial partners, where we have one of Sweden's two big smart grid systems right now. This is our coming big project where the European spallation source and the Max Lab will be built in city of Lund, and the whole new city district that will be built up to 2020 will be an area where we demonstrate and find new solutions for smart sustainable cities. So this is just to see we going from a couple of big projects, trying to learn from each and implement that in the next phase. What we then do when we look outside Sweden, because most things are going on outside Sweden. We see a couple of trends. We see the trend from single technical solutions to integration of technical systems, and then the integration of technical and non-technical systems like decision systems, citizen stakeholder dialogues, financing models, governance systems, those kind of systems that interact and work with the technical systems. We see a need for quicker movement, faster adaptation, which puts emphasis on user participation, collaboration, and financing to be able to work at the required speed. And we see a broader set of incentives and also needs that we get to understand the international markets, because we can't develop solutions for a Swedish market. They must be applicable on an international market. So we try to set ourselves on the front of these trends to find the new things that will be interesting, not only for us, but for most cities. To do that, we need to cooperate internationally. Then we have a couple of relations we build on. In the Baltic Sea region, we are now speaking with Finland, with Denmark, and Germany, where we already have relations. In Europe, there are lots of attractive partners in the rest of Europe. We try to find partners on a case-by-case way, depending on the content of the projects we are setting up. Then in Asia, we have cooperation with Hong Kong and the Guangdong region. So when we take on Asia, that is where we go and set up cooperations. We could put up also other parts of the world, but resources are limited, so we can't handle, well, this is quite enough to handle. But then we also see it's not about geography, it's also about knowledge and competencies. So we try to build relations with knowledge hotspots or organizations around the world to try to get in what the forefront is. And then, of course, we support all the things that already is going on in the region. What we then came up with as our vision, something to guide us, is we can't be the production facility for the world. We must be something else. As we build very limited, we're a small country. But we said what we can do with the assets we have, with the competencies, the track record is, we could be the best place and partner for research and development, demonstration of new solutions. And that's quite an interesting role, to be the laboratory. We're not alone about that idea, but we think we have quite a good position to go for it. Then we have identified a couple of strongholds in which to take this role. I will come back to those, but it's retrofit of existing buildings, where the city of Malmö is now taking on 25,000 apartments within a new innovation platform. And it's a couple of thematic themes within an innovation platform in the city of Lund that we have strong competencies on. And then we say somewhere we need to execute this. And then we do it trying to set up projects with a size that reaches a critical mass, where you learn more from the big projects than from a lot of small ones, where industry gets interested and comes on with resources for development. And we have the ongoing Hyllie we have the new Malmö Southeast, and we have Lund Northeast as our main areas for this. This is the Malmö Sustainable City Innovation Platform financed by Vinnova, with a focus on the post-war existing city districts, where we have an interaction of financing, social challenges, and sustainability challenges, with a lot of partners, industries, universities, and public organizations. In Lund, we have a bit more of specific thematic themes, also very good partnership, and we use that in Lund Northeast. We have a couple of challenges: better understanding of international markets, creating partnerships with frontrunners, but we also need to strengthen our own system to be able to execute those big projects, which are not easy to handle. What we also are reaching for is the things that are in between different sectors. We looked then at Finland, did a little bit of analysis, who's who in Finland, and came up with discussions for cooperation potential with Tampere, where we have interesting matches. So we are now diving into deeper discussions on these themes, both more concrete and the innovation system development. When we do this, we say that this is a challenge, but we and Tampere can sort it out. This takes a little bit more time, and we need kind of training for this. But this is the challenge, because when we look, and this could be an example for any partners in the BSR. Our agencies, Tekes, Vinnova, Growth Agency, are not coordinated. They ask us for coordination, but we would like them to coordinate to be able to support us. So therefore, I would say proposal for discussions from my side would be this: the capability to cooperate, because without that we will fail. But also for maybe a table for the financing and the people writing the regional programs. How do we support the good projects and consortia that will come out of this event? Thank you.
Thank you, Mikael. So if we understand this right, there are two proposals here, right? How do we build capabilities, and how do the national and regional agencies sort of cooperate better?
Yes, and of course we are open for proposals on the more thematic issues that I showed earlier that relates to the platforms. And just here are two people from the Lund Innovation Platform, Dagmar and Peter. Can you just wave? So those are the people doing concrete work.
Okay. Discuss?
Well, I would say the first one in that case, because the other one is maybe for you to think about with Tekes and a couple of other funding agencies.
Or the other cities that might be able to do the investments. So there might be many actors doing this kind of work. But of course, we discuss that. But maybe I think this is a... what is your view on these proposals? Do we have any questions? Do you understand the proposals? Reine?
Raine Hermans from Tekes Finland. So I have a question that is it only about capabilities? Is it more like procedures? That how can we lead the collaboration in an efficient way? Because usually the challenge is that, you know, if we just add layers in different kinds of international initiatives to lead them and kind of coordinate them, then we just get tired very easily, and you know, we just use resources inefficiently. So is it about capabilities or procedures?
I think there is both, because when we try to find our Finnish partner, we started 18 months ago. It's too long time. We need to be more efficient than in procedures, how to set up cooperation. But it's nice with procedures, but without the ability or capability to use those procedures, they will be empty forms. So I think there is both.
So, okay, so then we sort of, could we agree that we put in these kind of also not only capabilities but also procedures and way of working, because then it will be a different dialogue, I think, in this group work. Okay? Anyone else that would like to add something to this? Okay, thank you, Mikael. And we step into the next part, and Björn, which will be, it should have been Thomas Jakob from Hamburg, but we will see Uwe Sassenberg, because instead, very welcome, Uwe, and it is a pleasure having you here. I know you are also a project leader for one of the flagship in the EU Baltic Sea strategy, which is called the Science Link. So we have met a couple of times before. And I also know that transportation in the Baltic Sea region doesn't always work. It was the flight that was cancelled for Thomas from Hamburg here to Copenhagen, I think. So that's why we have Uwe here. And you are most welcome when we find the slide there. What slide? Do you know what presentation? Okay, the floor is yours, Uwe.
Window. Yes. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm living in the free and hanseatic city of Hamburg. You have heard that Thomas is hindered by a cancelled flight. I took the train because SAS has twice cancelled a flight to Malmö for me. So I decided to take a train, and that's the reason that I have to leave after lunch, so sorry for that. As you have heard, I'm employed at the large-scale research infrastructure at DAISY, and my duty is to interlink large-scale research infrastructures in the Baltic Sea region more with regional development and regional development issues, especially in commercial or in interlink with commercial users. So a little bit to interlink the spaceships of large-scale research infrastructures with the real life. So we have a really good examples. We have a tight cooperation now with the region Skåne. Region Skåne is a good example for interlinking activities or investments in large-scale research infrastructures. But there's also a difference in size. So we have in Lund a huge investment in ESS. We have similar investment in Hamburg, also 1.5 billion euros. But that is not so important for Hamburg compared to the size, because Hamburg is a large city with 1.7 million inhabitants. You can imagine it is like inhabitants in Estonia or Latvia, similar. We have a greater region that is the metropolitan region of Hamburg. There are living 4.3 million people. That's also a planning region. So there is not only cooperation in economics, in some initiatives, but also in planning. Yeah, that is Thomas. Hamburg is trying to be a smart city, or in some cases it is a smart city. We have been the Green Capital 2011 with a lot of initiatives, including the so-called leap across the Alp. Hamburg has a saying problem. Hamburg is mainly settled on the north of the Elbe River. And we have in the south more and less a lot of industrial areas. And the space to extend Hamburg itself is here. So it is connected to the Elbe River. You have the chance to have nice places near to the river, but we have there a lot of different interests. So the Heber economy is battling for space with living areas, for example. Yeah, we have, as you see, a lot of action goals for climate policy. It is coordinated by the Senate Chancellery, you see on the top. We have now an action plan since 2007. So we have a written document about our climate policy, or the Hamburgian climate policy. As you see, it's a political basic paper. It is updated. It is a guideline for all administration units, and we have a latest release in this year, so it is updated. And what we are trying to achieve, in some cases, we would like to have a lower level of climate exchange. We have now 19 areas of climate neighborhoods. They will have a model character in the town, and we try to have a decentralized approach to climate change. As I explained, you can see here, okay, that's the Heber area. In the north you see the city center, and we have here an area that is called Heber City. That's a former area of the Heber. Now we have there a mixture between living areas and business areas, a little bit similar to the Heber area here in Malmö. By the way, same architecture. Yeah? Okay, 2 minutes. You see the total area, new buildings, about 2 million square meters. But to give some ideas to proposals, and from my point of view as not being part of the town of Hamburg, I would like, there are new challenges in new developed areas. We have the first inhabitants and first firms that are leaving this area. Why they are leaving? That's that's a problem, and we should try to involve it to discussion in smart cities. Yeah, so there are some problems, I think so, and some challenges. Yeah, we have some lighthouses in development. For example, the smart water management in an area. You see here open channels for rainwater, and they have an energy saving and water saving system, whole water management, and we have had in this year the International Building Exhibition that was a part of the leap across the Elbe, and we have had here in the whole area of the island in the River Elbe different initiatives in the International Building Exhibition. Yeah, we have, that's the planning sketch. It is should be a blueprint for the whole city, and we have had different local projects. Inside of this exhibition, we had a future concept of renewable energies in Wilhelmsburg. Wilhelmsburg is the area of the exhibition. And what we would like to have in future key topics, cosmopolis and metro zones. So we have that in focus in future. And what we have also is cities and climate change. So it is really a challenge for a Heber town, because don't forget a lot of cruise ships emitting a lot of pollution, and we have them inside the city, and so we would like to propose also climate change and smart cities as a topic. So, okay, thank you.
And if you would like to formulate your proposal, that Ulf can write it down, maybe you can try to do that?
Challenges in smart city development, but that's only the overall topic. So I would like to discuss with you, if it's possible, the problems we have in developing new areas, for example, as the Heber city.
Okay.
And to sketch a little bit one, or highlight one additional problem. We have in Hamburg the problem at the moment that the waterworks have less water in the types, in the sewage types. So it is, we have an old system built 200 years ago, and now everybody is sparing water. The waterworks need a minimum of quantity of water in the old system, so they have to put into water really to pass really the sewage in the tubes. So the problem is how to implement new technologies, or how to have or deal with the issues of our behavior in connection to smart cities, on which time we have new problems from developing smart cities. So. Okay. The topic from my side is problems out or coming for the last development in the difference between old systems and new ideas in smart cities. What happens, for example, or what new type of problems we have now from the former development? Yeah, so to explain it.
Well, I'll try if I see I can make something. And I see that Ulf is writing here. The challenge in the smart city development is that you have history, you have technology, you have this kind of historical background, and you would like to discuss how to sort of handle the new questions that comes up when you introduce smart cities.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Do you understand what we can discuss in this question? Do you understand what Uwe is proposing?
Yes. Okay, yes.
Okay, that's the main issue. Thank you, Uwe. And then we move forward to Petru Rasinen from Tampere.
Okay. So good morning. And greetings from Tampere, the second largest real city in Finland. We are half a million people in our region, and the city of Tampere is squeezed between two lakes actually, and this is a great opportunity and a great challenge for us. We are enjoying the privilege of having this great lake environment that will be transformed into the urban environment in the future. But we are also facing real challenges as the city is very attractive. We are the most attractive city in Finland at the moment. Very many people want to live in our city. It is a growing area, and the challenges in traffic, public transportation, private cars, mobility in general, they are huge, at least during certain hours of the day, but there are a great opportunity for us in the business creation way. My approach basically today in this workshop is to explain our approach to smart cities in the context of smart specialization. What role and why does it play a role in our smart specialization strategy, and what is our approach in tackling the opportunities here. So basically this is just to come back a little bit, this is the 0.65 version of our smart specialization strategy. So you are really looking at the draft version of that. We are going to finalize this stuff during the next months, and it has been an interesting process that is still going on. So this is something that I was already talking about yesterday, this basic approach. Our approach to smart specialization is highlighting the talent generation and ability and capabilities to create smart solutions. So we are not that much focusing on identifying certain science areas or key enabling technologies or predefining the ecosystems that we are targeting at. Of course, we have to discuss about that and identify the strengths and the opportunities, but the key, the smartness of the strategy is actually here. How smart we can be in creating talent, in creating smart solutions. At the moment, we believe that the key assets in operating here, there, in between, is the potential and passion of people, the relevance of the things that our potential people and companies are doing, and the environment that supports the development of this idea in the real business. So we believe that, in a way, fueling the potential and passion of people and organizations, we can achieve something if we are able to do relevant things that are relevant for the global marketplace. We are able to be successful, and if we are able to create an environment that can make use of these potential people and relevant ideas, then we can make something to happen there. We already have several tools in place. We are using some local tools here. We created a toolbox of approaches and procedures that can support each of these elements at the moment, and we are happy that we are also in the position that we can share some of them with our partner in regions. Currently, when looking at these kind of thematic areas, these are some of the key competencies of the region from the research side, and in our thematic prioritization, smart mobility, smart housing, industry renewal, and advanced treatments in the medical sector, they have, in a way, the most topical areas of opportunities that we have been able to identify. But as you can see from these kind of scattered lines here, they are kind of not the main things. The main things of our strategy is to further invest in innovation platform and growth services, invest in our capabilities to create system-level trials and demonstrations, and invest in global co-learning and investment capabilities. We believe that in these areas we have the kind of biggest potentials for improvement, and by strengthening these things we can make more use of our basic assets and really get access to these new growth ecosystems. As Mikkel was already mentioning, Skåne has been among the most fruitful discussants with us about the partnerships of the future. We are also discussing with several areas in Europe, in Germany, in Russia, and also looking at China in these kind of partnerships. But it would be very fruitful in our case to start the real action from the BSR region. Maybe this is not very topical here. We know that we have to collaborate, and we are very interested to collaborate. Of course, this ecosystem development in these certain areas is the key area for collaboration. We are interested in matchmaking and collaboration in the ecosystem structuration, in smart mobility, smart infrastructure, in industry renewal and advanced treatments. Our strategy highlights the role of platform thinking, which means that we are interested, of course, about connected platform development, and in this area the collaboration around Demola has been the first step to take. We are also interested in capability building and policy learnings, how to create system trials, how to procure innovation, how to govern this kind of modern approaches, and what kind of situational pictures of innovation policy we can create. From our point, the major players in ecosystem level matchmaking, they are the companies and the cities. They are the drivers of ecosystem development. Also universities and platform operators, they are important players in this area, but especially in the area of platform development. And regions, I think we play pretty crucial role in the capability building and policy learning area. Our concrete proposal starts from the fact that these ecosystems, they are really difficult to create. We have been witnessing several trials, and we believe that BSR region, if we are careful and skillful enough, we can create BSR into an innovation platform for certain purposes. And why we are using this? Because we want to provide a competitive and appealing innovation environment for our talent, companies and investors. There are certain challenges, and in a way the proposal is to discuss and develop a macro-regional innovation platform starting and focusing on smart mobility. Discuss what are the most useful plug-and-play type of components, meaning standardized procedures, shared procedures of innovation work that we could combine together. Would it be possible to combine the specific physical planning processes in our cities, in our regions? Can we do more matchmaking at the level of physical planning? Can we create some common procedures for funding, for procurement of system trials? Is there any possibility for that? What kind of open data policies we are able to develop together? Could we use same requirements in Finland, in Tampere, in Skåne, in some other cities as well? Could we use the same kind of servers for open data? We can use co-creation models, business matchmaking, and what kind of policy making tools we could share so that the platform would be not only meaningful for the innovators but also for the policymakers. So this is my proposal. Thank you very much. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you. It's very interesting, Pentti. And if we're going to formulate this proposal on the flip chart as well, how can you rephrase it shortly? Smart. What would you like?
Smart,
Just a heading.
smart mobility innovation platform, or
Okay.
innovation platform for smart mobility.
Smart innovation platform. Yeah, that would be nice. And you understand what you want to talk about, all of you? So you can vote later on. Yes, Reine?
Thanks. Okay. You know, I was just thinking that this is pretty close to the first.
It is. It
initiative,
is.
But it's more like
The procedures.
processes. Yes, procedures. Yeah. So
Exactly. Exactly.
maybe that's kind of a even combination.
Yeah, yeah. And I think this is really one of the reasons why we are collaborating, actually. There are things that are complementary, and we can, in a way, understand the approaches of each other. Yeah.
But thank you. But I am also thinking that the first one is also on how to build sort of the procedures as such, and here is more on the mobility within a city.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of questions referring to the mobility, and then you also have other issues maybe to discuss in the first one. So if we are a lot of people here, so maybe if when you vote, we'll see how this can come up, or is that okay? Still, I think it's a little bit similar, but the first one seems a little broader in a little more maybe energy efficiency and so forth, and the other is more on mobility. Is that correct?
Thank you very much.
Then we move to the next speaker. It is Kasik Analt from our West Pomerania. And you're most welcome.
Finally, how do I put it? Just never use this. Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. Yeah. That's Baltic BSR RIS 3. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kazik Anhalt. I represent consortium Baltic. I'm from West Pomeranian region, Poland, exactly from Szczecin. Szczecin is the largest Polish, second largest Polish city after Warsaw. If you look at, or by area, so there is a lot of challenges, open challenges in the front of Szczecin in short future in relation to urban mobility, but also for transport and all related sectors. Our partners within the consortium are University of Szczecin, which is a leading partner. Obviously, Pomorze Zachodnie, which is West Pomeranian region, that's Polish pronunciation of that, and Polish logotype, on the level of Marshal of West Pomeranian region, but also Northern Chambers of Commerce, which is the largest Polish business association, Chambers of Commerce, accounting over 1,500 SMEs and large companies, either from Poland and also from Germany, like Mecklenburg. Another of our partners is Beauty Platform from Latvia. This is made of 4 universities and one of the largest hospital in Latvia. Obviously, Business Coding from Denmark as a part of INSEAD network, but also we are supported by Helsinki region USIMA, which is currently chaired the presidency of Baltic Sub-Regional Sea States Cooperation. What are research and innovation strategies for West Pomeranian regions? What are components of this? This is bioeconomy, maritime activities and logistics, metal and machinery sector, but also knowledge-based services, which one of them is knowledge-intensive professional services. Last but not least, tourism, which may be also part of smart cities. If we talk about an attempt to introduce regional or research innovation strategy for Baltic Sea region, we tell apart three of that. That's e-health, sustainable cities, and then we have to discuss probably the third topic, which out of protocol I've heard is probably renewable energy. May change, but subject of mutual consent probably. So I would like to start with Innovation Union. This is one of 7 Europe 2020 flagships, and it's dedicated to improve framework conditions and access to finance for research and innovation, so as to ensure that innovative ideas can be turned into products and services that create growth and jobs. My predecessor, I can't, excuse me, I don't know your name, actually, Miimu, okay. She talked about European innovation partnership on smart and secure societies. What I'm going to talk about is complementary to actually her presentation, because I'm going to talk on knowledge and innovation communities, exactly urban mobility. The project we are realizing, we are aiming at, is bringing a Baltic focus point, which will be acting as a knowledge-intensive service provider and will be central place between 2 strategies. European Union strategy toward Baltic Sea region. As you can see over that scheme, there is certain dimension on both sides, all aiming at innovation. So, if you look, we are focused in, we are actually centered in that place. So we are going to facilitate transfer of knowledge and transfer of information, acting as a knowledge broker between European Institute of Innovation and Technology. We are actually in the phase of negotiation that the possible cooperation on the level of governing board. You are predominantly from Scandinavian countries, so probably you know persons like Professor Peter Olesen or Ulf Johansen. They are quite noble members of scientific society within, I mean, in Sweden and in Denmark, but also on Polish side we talked to Mrs. Daria Gołębiowska-Tataj. She's from Warsaw. She's a member of governing board of EIT. And EIT then is planning in the period of 2014-2018 special outreach center that will be targeting regions with delivering information, and we are going to collaborate with them very straight and very focusedly on how we can find out thematic synergies between what European Institute of Innovation and Technology is doing and how priority area innovation, education, and small and medium enterprises, which are very synergetic again, can collaborate with European Institute of Innovation and Technology on very clear and goal-oriented aim, which is bringing at least 1 collocation center, but I explain that in a minute. Now, how the model of EIT operates. Yes? Only 2 minutes, all right. Well, when I start, there is no finish, I know that. Okay. Yeah, just a quick question. We have so far 3 EIT kicks, which is ICT, climate, energy. Being quick, companies like Nokia, Siemens, Intel, Vattenfall, all involved in those kicks. What we aim at is urban mobility, smart secure society, add value manufacturing for 2018. Our purpose is to see how Baltic is disadvantaged, okay? We have only collocation centers in Stockholm and Helsinki and Berlin, and then also Krakow, which is not straight Baltic Sea region. Well, it is, because Poland is covered by the strategy as a whole country. Each KICS is made of 5 up to 6 collocation centers. They are with their nodes. Collocation centers are based on integrated model triangle, knowledge triangle, which is three-faceted component of research and technology, business, and higher education, close cooperation of them. This is excellent model that works from 2009. We are going actually implement that model within the Baltic space via priority area innovation, via priority area SMEs, and via priority education. We are, however, still missing very strong network of RTOs to develop the idea and to develop the project. So I skip that. This is how the inflow of information on integrated knowledge triangle may be implemented within the Baltic innovation space. This is education, innovation, SMEs. And then if you are, that will be core, that will be universe. And then if you are going to talk about urban mobility, look how many already not exploited priority areas we have. PA transport, PA energy, HA special planning. Just build around that, make success, and just paraphrasing Barack Obama, can we do it? Yes, we can.
Now we would like your proposal. What do you think we should talk about this afternoon?
Yes.
Based on your, is it some kind of knowledge transfer or between cities, or what do you want to have a dialogue about? With all these people you have here.
This question emerged just minutes ago. How we can integrate my project, your project, and your project, and make it together, because we are all talking about innovation platform for smart cities. Let's do it.
And how do we formulate that?
That's my question. How to integrate the presentation on European Innovation Partnership, your presentation, my presentation, because it's all about innovation, that's all about platform, that's all about bringing multiple stakeholders. But how to formulate that? How we can collaborate?
How to collaborate between different kind of ongoing projects. That's a little bit on the capabilities.
But
maybe
still aiming at smart and secure,
yeah,
sustainable cities.
Maybe we can put that on the question 1, yes, how to work with the capabilities.
It is covered.
So then we put it on the question 1.
It is very complementary to European Innovation Partnership, and knowledge and innovation communities actually they are very balanced and they collaborate. Maybe you can say something about that, because
okay.
You know that.
So then we put that in number 1. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And let's move to the last speaker, Christian from Estonia.
Yes, this one. Yes, and I will use the slides myself. Yeah. Hello everybody, my name is Christian Lepik and I come from Estonia. I have been responsible for the smart specialization process in Estonia, and it has been a very interesting process, I would say, complicated one, but I'm going to share you some ideas about sustainable cities related to smart specialization. One chart about the background. This is R&D spending in Estonia from the middle of 1990s today, and compared to some, I picked some innovative countries, for example, Finland, South Korea, Sweden, US. And as you can see, the progress has been really nice, but I don't think it's a time for us to rest on laurels and say that, yes, it's finished now, we're done. Far from it. As you can see, our Nordic neighbors are a good example to us where we should go. And surely everybody knows that this cannot be a quick process. I think we are moving in the right direction, but I do think that the next period of structural funds will be very important to Estonia, because we need to move from being a subcontractor to the Western Europe to the one who is creating more and more intellectual property. So this is a very complicated task, and I think we have potential for that. But doing the smart specialization research, I also come from the private sector, and we try to be very business oriented, and also I try to look at Estonia as independently as possible, to be an outsider looking in and be really frank about the possibilities that we have. I do think that we have potential in some niches, but in most sectors we are not globally competitive. And I think this is really important because I think everybody wants to do tourism and things like that, but you have to find niches where you really can add value globally. And this is the timeline about the process. We picked the sectors with the greatest R&D potential in the December last year. We picked the activities of smart specialization, things that need to be done in those sectors. Because as the underlying European documents are saying, the sectors are not the answer, the activities are. So even if two countries have exactly the same sectors, if the activities are different, it's really okay, I think. And right now we are building managing structure and measures for smart specialization. And the agency I'm working for is Estonian Development Fund, which is not under any ministries and is under the parliament. We even have our own law, so it's a bit kind of maybe strange agency. But this is a plus and a minus. We are independent, but with ministries, they do not have the direct order line towards us. So that has sometimes created not that easy work or this kind of collaboration. But it's going along fine right now. And those are the areas where we think we have potential. Firstly, ICT. Skype was founded in Estonia. I see right now that the sector is really booming. I think this is the biggest potential for us. We also have very good science, space science in healthcare, biotech and e-health, but there the commercialization has been lacking, I would say. And the third part is resources. There are different things here, but for example, material science, functional food, and oil shale as a natural resource that we have. But today I'm going to speak to you about innovative construction. We also do technology foresight and looking what is happening in the labs around the world right now. I'm excited because I think the houses that we will be built in 10 years will be so different from the way they are being built right now that I do think that most people do not understand that change. And that also creates huge opportunities. I think there are different areas where innovation can help construction, ICT, energy solution, materials, and I think that Estonia has potential there as well. Because this is a chart, maybe not the easiest one to understand, but I will explain. On the y-axis there is Norwegian import partners who export prefabricated buildings to Norway. And this is the growth rate. The ones below are not exporting, the kind of growth rate is slowing, and the ones who are higher, they are growing. And this is the kind of size of their import partner towards Norway. You can see Sweden is doing quite big amounts towards Norway, but the size is decreasing. Estonia is actually doing the same amount, and we are around 4% of total exports globally. Compared to this small country, this is quite big. So this is a nice chart showing Estonia is doing well, but the solutions that we do are too simple. There is too little innovation, and I think there is a huge potential for that in Estonia. Estonia has a natural resources in timber, as you do in Scandinavia as well, but this is being used too, I would say, simply, and the innovation component is too low. So we need to improve that. So this is the bottleneck that we have. And just one example that where Estonia also has been very good scientifically is nanotech. And for example, an Estonian nanotech competence center has built a solution where you can cover a glass with a nano layer. And then if you just let some electricity into it, the glass will turn dark momently. So basically you do not need curtains anymore. So these kind of solutions, I'm very sure that in 10 years it will be common. But again, trying to be really frank about it, I would say that mostly Estonia cannot be the technology creator. We are probably the one who can be implemented. But I think the brain power that is in universities, Scandinavia, UK, US, and even Asia now, this is sometimes just too much for us to compete with. So I think we need to be the flexible ones who are implementing it. And even I would say that maybe we can be this kid brother to Scandinavia, the one who's flexible, maybe not as smart as you are, but at least we can do things quickly and implement it. So I think that's I will get to the collaboration part a bit later on, but I think that's the way to do it. But just a couple more slides. I'm going to finish right now. One idea that was asked before, and maybe we can discuss later, this is the procurements about innovation. Right now we are structuring in Estonia the solution that the procurements or demand from the government side can come to the innovation where the market is maybe not ready yet. So in that sense, I think two opportunities we have is innovative construction. Again, the new materials, the public procurements, when the new buildings are being built, you can add innovation component to it and ask for higher level of innovation. So that means the demand side will also support these innovative constructions. And I will show very quickly a couple of more slides about why Estonia can be quick and flexible about implementing things. For example, 90% of the private tax reports are found online. And we counted it, it takes 7 clicks. Since the data is pre-filled, comes from other databases, you don't even mostly need to type in anything. So it takes 5 minutes. So I think in Scandinavia this is also very good, but when I showed this slide in London last week, they were thinking I'm manipulating the data, so this didn't look like something that's doable. I think important in Estonia is we don't have the legacy. This is a plus and a minus. You don't have this good infrastructure as here, but sometimes you can create things more quickly. So the digital prescription works really like that you call your doctor, she or he will put it into the system, and you will buy in the pharmacy the medicaments in 5 minutes. And so I think, this is the final slide, I think Estonia can be a testbed. I think a lot of regions and countries want to be a testbed for something. But what my proposal would be that we can be, again, this kid brother to Scandinavia, and be a place where things can, that are being invented elsewhere can be put into the practice in Estonia. And I think there is a huge potential for cooperation in that sense, that we are offering you something, the flexibility, maybe this is something that is a bit more difficult in Scandinavia, and you can offer to us the knowledge base that you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. It's very interesting. And you have a lot of offer in Estonia. I'm glad just to see these servers. Yesterday we had one project that is ongoing on a testbed between Sweden, Estonia, and Latvia. Maybe that can be expanded. But that was a good suggestion.
Yes, we also started collaboration with different areas. And for example, we a couple of weeks ago even visited Tekes and VTT in Finland about the innovative procurement. So again, to use the knowledge that you have built already.
Okay. And your proposal, how do we formulate that?
We would like to be a test bed for innovative construction. This is a niche about smart city or sustainable city, but I think other areas, maybe water and energy, can be built elsewhere, but maybe this is a niche where we can add value.
Okay. Estonia as a test bed for smart
innovative construction.
Innovative construction. Thematic, good. And you understand what we're going to talk about then, everyone? Construction or
I would say construction, yes.
Buildings? Big construction buildings?
Buildings.
Buildings. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Christian.
Thanks.
And now the floor is yours for a couple of minutes as well. You have also a chance to give proposals that you would like to talk about. So here, Cecilia, you have something you want to say?
I'm not sure I can, I'm Cecilia Johansson from Vinnova, and I'm not sure if I can actually explain what I'm going to say, but I will give it a try anyhow. We have discussed here at the table that we are talking very much about sustainability, growth, and innovation, and that's quite good. But we discussed here, how are we going to do this? How are we going to work together in order to create innovation? For instance, how are we going to get a more innovative mindset in order to create this innovation? I think that we have missed this a little bit in the discussion. And also, how are we going to, for instance, involve the culture in order to create innovative cities and sustainable cities? So we would like to lift that up in the afternoon, if possible.
Maybe you need to repeat.
Yes, that was the hard thing. How are we going to create an innovative mindset, perhaps?
How do we create innovative mindsets?
How are we going to get an innovative mindset in order to create innovative cities?
Okay.
How are we going to work together in a more innovative way?
How do we going to work in a more innovative way to create smart cities? And the mindset. How do we establish the mindset, and how do we do that? It was actually established, the mindset changing.
No, not establish. I wanted to get a more creative mindset. How we're going to work together to learn from each other, and I mean.
Yeah, how to learn from each other and be more creative and get more innovative. Yeah. We'll see what Ulf comes up with here. Yeah. How to establish an innovative mindset to create smart cities. Cecilia, are you satisfied? How to establish an innovative mindset to create smart cities. Okay, thanks. Do we have any more suggestions to talk about this afternoon? No more? Anyone else? Okay. One more suggestion.
Thank you. I think it overlaps with everything pretty much, but my name is Alex Blumenthal from Latvia, and I wanted to ask, is it worthwhile discussing what are catalyst decisions or catalyst activities that could help every city get on the path? And maybe it's in line with this idea of how do we implement this mentality or mindset for innovation by choosing something simple to learn and move on. And I think Marek yesterday mentioned entrepreneurial discovery, as a topic. And I think entrepreneurial discovery as a catalyst activity may be an idea to discuss.
Do you find that might be included in the last entrepreneurial mindset?
Okay, that's good. We have two entrepreneurs here. Right? That's very good. Okay. Okay, Ulf. Will you introduce the next? Now we have a couple of more minutes before we go into lunch, but you will not be able to leave yet. We have to do some voting.
Now we have to choose, as explained before, in view of the discussion in the afternoon. We have 5 proposals, and I think we will have them on the screen in a while. And we have 5 chairmen, chairpersons for these. Put your hand up for these discussions, and perhaps you can come up here, and we will try to place you in the room so that people can choose and join you.
Yep.
So we have subject number 1. How do we build capabilities, and how do we find procedures to establish corporations and cooperate more efficiently? Yes. And this is sort of a general, it's a non-thematic theme, we should point out. It could be about different themes. Within smart cities, of course. Yes. Second theme, challenges in smart city development. For example, developing new areas or handling consequences from a new way of living in old systems, taking care of consequences.
I would say the interface between old system, not only system, but only also older developments in the area of the city and new challenges from new developments. So you have an interface there, and you have a lot of problems arising from this saying.
Some kind of a collision or a clash between.
Kind of collision between the different systems.
Yes. That's the second subject. Third subject, smart mobility innovation platform. So thematically focused on mobility within smart cities. Fourth subject, Estonia as a test bed for smart and innovative construction, meaning construction industry, meaning housing, etc. Correct? And fifth subject, how do we get an innovative mindset together to actually create smart cities?
Yes, and how to work smarter together.
And the catalyst thinking here can join that group, as we understood. Yes, how can this be a catalyst for? Okay, could I ask two of you to go down in that part of the room, just and divide left, right? First subject, second subject. You have the number 1 and number 2 figures there. And you three here, you can spread out. And now we would like you to physically move to the subject that you would like to discuss. Vi har ju sagt egentligen att det är bara 2 som vi diskuterar.
Make a choice. Yeah.
Men jag måste ha den där, de måste sticka den in. Ja. Vilka som måste delas upp, va? So we're gonna check how you have voted by moving around in the room. Please, we'll start with group number 1. So, how many are you, Mr. Chairman?
We will be 8 people after lunch. 1 is leaving, but still interested.
Very good. And that we can consider a functional group?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can work with that
people,
size?
I think we will function very good.
Great. So, group number 1. Group number 2. Mr. Chairman, how many are you?
At the moment, we are standing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment.
6 at the moment, second group.
7 including me.
So you are a good size to have a good discussion in the afternoon. Very good. Thanks. Group number 3. Group 3.
What was the assignment?
Mr. Chairman, how many are you?
Let's count. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 10.
10. And you would consider that a good group size? We don't have to divide you or anything.
Excellent, excellent.
Excellent group. Great. Group number 4.
We are as small as Estonia, so I don't know whether we should merge into bigger ones. There is just 4 of us right now.
4 of you? Well, it could work. Should we say that you actually start and see where the discussion takes you, and then you can actually join another group if you want to during the afternoon?
Excellent idea.
Very good. And group number 5?
Yes, I have counted us to 11.
11. And
Some of us have left.
okay. And you consider that a good group size? You don't have to.
I think it's good.
It'll work. Great. Okay. So quite successful, I must say. All 5 groups are of a size that will work, and we will reconvene here again after lunch, and then you will find papers on the different tables, and you will find papers to fill in the different colors in order to answer the 5 questions. Why, what, how, when, etc. And we will explain it shortly when we get back. Okay. Let's go for lunch, and that's outside and upstairs.
Follow us upstairs, where we were last night.